Hi, everybody. Welcome to our YIN practice. So YIN tonight is going to be focusing on our spine as well as our glutes. So for the practice, you'll need a blanket, any type of blanket that you have. If you have 2 blocks, that would be absolutely wonderful. And we're going to start by getting you to lie on your back. So come on down to your mat. And then give yourself a little wiggle. Maybe you want to move side to side. Maybe you want to stretch your arms overhead, maybe your legs overhead. Just want you to kind of take ownership of the ground and of your mat before we settle in. You might want to do maybe a good morning stretch on one side, maybe stretch on the other. Whatever intuitively your body feels like doing, go for it. And then let's just find a spot with the legs nice and long, feet falling away from one another, arms down by your side with the palms up. Maybe just do a little massage the back of the head. So move your head side to side and start to settle in. So soften your eyes, soften your cheeks and your jaw. Maybe take a nice inhale and a nice slow exhale. Take a nice big swallow. And feel your belly rise, feel your chest rise with your inhales. And your exhale, let everything go. When we come to yin yoga, it's very, very passive practice, right? We want to find, it's very simple. Yin yoga is simple, but simple doesn't mean that it's easy. One, we're going to be stressing our inner, past the muscle. We're going to be stressing our connective tissues, our ligaments, tendons, getting deep into even into our bones. So it provides us with a lot of time of stillness. So stillness in our body, stillness in our breath, and stillness in our minds. That's where sometimes it's not so easy. So it's within that stillness that the magic of yoga and the magic, of yin happens. We start to pay attention to what's really happening right here and right now. So take a couple more nice long inhales, nice long exhales. And as we hold our shapes and our poses tonight, maybe coming with finding a mantra when your mind starts to wander. And it's okay, our minds are going to wander. Let it wander. Don't get upset. Just say, I see, I acknowledge you're wandering. I'm going to bring it back to my breath. And that's where mantras could be helpful. You know, I am inhaling, I am exhaling. I'm inhaling peace. I'm exhaling frenzy. I'm inhaling calm. I'm exhaling busyness. Anything that, you know, really resonates with you. And you can change it up. Take a few more breaths. And tonight we're going to do what I call progressive yin. So I'm going to get you into the position and into the shape. Let you feel that for maybe a minute or two. And then if your body invites you, I'll take you to, you know, another little variation or modification of the shape. First one we're going to do is we're going to do a reclined butterfly. So start to drag your feet together and then bring the heels up towards your torso and let the knees fall away from one another. Now you can bring your blocks and bring them down either into your thighs or down by your calves. And you just want to be able to bring the blocks, tuck them in so that your legs can have some some support. It's within that support where we feel, one, we feel safe, we feel strong, we feel grounded. All right, let's bring our arms up and overhead into a diamond shape. So maybe one palm is into the other palm. You're going to close your eyes. Let your belly get heavy. Let your inner thighs soften. So with yin, one, we find that stillness, but we talk about the edge. So with the edge is where you want to find your edges, just at the very, very time where you say, I feel the resistance. That's where we don't want to stop. We don't want to push further. We want to be invited to go further. So find your edge and just stop right there. So with yin, it's finding that the stillness and the edge. And then time. The longer we hold, the more deep we can get into our connective tissues and our fascia. So this is where it's just nice just to be. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to be anywhere. Just one with our mat. Now you might be comfortable right there and you can stay there, but maybe you can explore moving the blocks out a little bit or bringing your blocks down. You might have to wiggle yourself out so that now my feet are going to be on the block, still the soles of the feet together, but I'm elevating my feet up and letting the thighs come. You'll find that when you come to that edge, it might be a little deeper, it might be a little less, but just acknowledge it and find it there. And we want our body to invite us to go deeper. Let gravity be our friend. Don't push, don't pull. Just continue to soften. A few more breaths. And bring your hands down along your thighs and then just use butterfly fingers, nice and soft, to bring the knees up. You're going to push the blocks away so that the feet can come down onto the ground with the knees bent. Bring your hands alongside your body with your palms down and just hold some stillness here as we let everything rebound from what we just put it through. We listen to our body. We might find some pulsing, might find a little bit of shaking when we get through, but we want to get past that muscle. All right, keeping the knees bent, we're going to find those blocks again, but keeping your knees bent, you're going to take your knees, your feet about as wide as your yoga mat. So not wider, so my feet are still on my mat. I'm going to take a nice big inhale. I'm going to drop both knees over to the right. Now, if they reach to the ground, they reach to the ground. If not, I'm going to use my block to bring my knee down. Arms are going to come into cactus arms. So you're going to bend the elbows, back of the hands, kiss your earth. So a little hip flexor move here. Again, we find that spot where inner thighs feeling it, hip flexors are opening. You may feel it on the IT band of your back leg. And again, just let gravity do its thing. Let the weight of our body, when we succumb, when we're still, it'll take us there. Now you can stay right there, or you can take the front leg and bring that ankle on top of the back knee. So it's kind of giving it a little bit of a weight. See what that feels like. But just experiment, feel it. If it doesn't feel good, go back to where it felt good. But I'm going to correct myself. We want to feel good always, but we also want to feel a little bit of stress into the tissues. And you can bring your block to support that knee or to support the calf. A couple more breaths. We'll slide, if your ankle is on top of the knee, slide it away. And then again, bring your hands down the side, guide both knees back up. You're going to walk the feet back in line with your hips and then bring that right knee into your chest and give it a hug. You're not pressing, you're just holding. Nice. All right, let's get set up. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, feet are as wide as your mat, still on your mat. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, drop your legs to the other side, both knees to the other side. Keep your shoulders anchored. And now slide a block, whether it's under your shin, knee, thigh, wherever it can support. We'll bring our arms to a T with the palms down this time. And sink. Let everything continue to get nice and heavy. So I want you to remember, it's not how deep you go into this posture. It's you. What matters is that you're letting your body go deep. Your mind starts to wander. Remember that you can do those repeating. I am present with every exhale. I inhale and I exhale. All right, now if you like to lift up that front ankle and cross it over the top back ankle, use your block to give you some support. See what that feels like. You're creating a little bit more weight with that ankle onto those hip flexors. We're into a little twist of the lower back. Check in with your body. If you're clenching, I found myself clenching a bit there. That means I've got to back out. My ego was taking over. If you're using that block, we'll pull it out. We'll guide with our fingertips. Take the ankle off, guide the knees back up. Bring the feet in line with the spine. Hug that knee into your chest and give it a little hug. Oh, yeah. All right, we're going to bring both feet back wide as your mat. And then you're going to drop your knees together and let them be supported by one another. So that may be a little wider than your mat, but you've got that internal rotation of your hips. Take one more breath here. All right, we're going to bring both legs nice and long. Both arms are going to come up over top nice and long. Then you're going to slide your right foot up and bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. So you're into like a lying tree, lying down tree. Again, depending on where that knee comes out, where that hip, use your block to support it. And on this one, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you to get your blanket. I do want you to be able to bring your blanket and drape it, give it lots of weight, drape it over top of your belly. If your arms are more comfortable in cactus arms, feel free to do that. So lying tree, again, another nice opening for the lower body into the hip flexors in the inner thigh. Now you can stay right here if you like to. Take it, progress. We're going to bring that foot to the top of our thigh and then bring your block again to support your thigh. Support the knee. And breathe. And we'll come out of that nice and gentle. And we're going to bring both knees into your chest and just hug them in. You're not going to be able to go as far because you get your blanket across your belly. And then we'll take the legs nice and long again, drag those heels away. And then we'll take it up to the other side. So slowly drag the left leg up. And the left foot's going to come to the inner right thigh using your block. Find your spot where it can be supported, but you still want to feel that edge. So you might be able to use just the corner of a block. Blanket is nice and draped over top of your belly. Maybe we want to change positions of our hands. So they were up over. Maybe you want to take it more to cactus arms, or maybe you want to cross your arms over top of your chest and bring your hands to the back of your shoulders. Little hug in. Giving ourselves lots of love. It starts here, right? It starts right with us. And if you're ready to move it up one level, bring that foot to the top of your thigh. And again, use that block. Bring it in, have to bring it closer to the inside of your leg. Let that blanket drape over you, give you some weight. Maybe you want to bring the arms, if you've crossed one arm over the other, open it up, cross the other arm over top. Everything nice and heavy. Check in with your body. Listen to it. What's it telling you? Is it saying it's nice to take this time, this stillness, this quietness? We'll unravel our arms. We'll bring the blanket away. We'll uncross our legs. We'll bring both knees into our chest. Give ourselves a hug. So hug underneath your thighs this time. And bring your knees a little bit wider so that they're pointing towards your shoulders. And then be still. All right, we'll bring the feet back together, the knees back together, and drop over to one side. And we're going to come right over onto our knees, and we're going to get set up for threading our needle. So knees are going to be stacked underneath your hips. Hands are stacked underneath your wrists, are stacked underneath your shoulders. Let's take the right arm up towards the sky, and then think about lengthening as you bring it down and through. Now, before you get there, grab your block. I remembered. You might grab 2 blocks. You may not need any blocks, but let's give this a try. So we're going to drag that hand, thread the arm through the other arm, and you're going to bring your head down and your shoulder down to the ground. glutes stay up. Now you may use your block as a little pillow. See what that feels like. You might want 2 blocks. You might want 1. Now that other arm can stay right by your side, or maybe it reaches forward, giving it a little stretch through the back of the arm and the shoulder. And breathe. Noticing the flow of your breath. Like an ocean wave, maybe, right? It's coming in to the beach and it's going back out to sea. And if the top arm is long, we're going to start to drag it back in line underneath your shoulder. Push ourselves up. And we're going to just hold both hands right here for a couple of breaths before we take it up and go to the other side. All right, we're going to take the left arm. So take a nice big twist. Take the left arm up towards the sky. Bring your fingertips long, 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 and then scoop it all the way through. And you can either find your cheek down to the ground or use your block. That other hand, top hand, arm can come along and then let it find its down to the ground. Nice big stretch for our shoulders. And breathe. Imagine stress and tension melting away with every single breath you take. And that's just not mental stress, which is a great thing for it to be, but it's also the physical stress we put on our bodies. Whether sitting, driving, reaching, not necessarily always about our fitness journey, it's just the stuff we do in life. The shoveling we've been doing. Take a few more breaths here. Drag your hand back up towards your shoulder. Use it to bring yourself up. You're going to stack both hands underneath our shoulders. Hold it here. Now, if you have your 2 blocks in front, we're going to rotate 2 blocks, put them in side by side. You're going to bring your elbows onto the block. And then you're going to sink your glutes back. Drop your forehead down to the ground. Press your chest towards the ground and sink. Using the block with the elbows, you may find that you're going to get a nice bigger stretch into the shoulder blades, into that upper back. You want to press the glutes towards the heels. So you might have to drag your blocks a little closer to get those glutes down and down and down. And breathe.
Take one more breath. And then walk your hands off the block.
We're going to drop our glutes down to one side, pick up those blocks. We're going to move into, for final Shavasana, we're going to move into supported bridge. Now, if you don't want to do supported bridge, feel free to just lie on your back. But supported bridge will really open up our back and our spine. So you're going to come down onto the ground, feet, knees bent, feet flat on the ground, and then you're going to lift yourself up. Now, a couple things. You're looking to put the block at your sacrum. So that's that triangle spot at the very bottom of your back is where your block's going to sit. You want the block flat on the widest spot. You don't want to put it up onto an angle because it's going to be unstable there. If you want to go higher, then use two blocks on the horizontal. Okay. It's just when you start to go on the length of the block, it can get stable. And we're looking at our back here. We've only got one back. We want to take nice, good care of it. So once we're here, you can drag one foot down and drag the other leg down. Both arms are going to come up and over. So this is a big back bend. And you're going to soften and you're going to sink and you're going to melt. Surrender. Get heavy. Know that that block is going to support you. Have a few moments of quiet and stillness, and know I will bring you back. Now, if your legs are extended, just slowly start to bend the knee and bring your feet back flat on the floor. Bring your arms slowly back down alongside your body. Press into your feet just to lift the hips up a little bit to slide those blocks away. And gently and slowly start to bring your back down towards the ground. Let it sit here for a couple breaths. And if you're in regular Shavasana with your legs nice and long, start to move your fingers and your toes. Maybe massage the back of your head side to side. Let's point our toes and stretch our legs. Bring your arms up overhead and stretch your body. And stretch the left side and stretch the right. As you bring your knees into your chest, you're going to roll over to one side using your bicep as a little pillow and hang out there. Know that you've done well. You've given back to our body, to our mind, to our soul, to our being. And if you're ready, using that top hand, bring yourself up into a seated position. Nice. Let's bring our arms up towards the sky, up towards your ceiling. Join your fingers and join your palms and join your thumbs. And then now open up and make a little heart with your hands. Bring your hands down to your heart center. Take a bow. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for letting me share my energy into your home. The divine in me honors the divine in each and every one of you. Namaste.